Now we come to session 2, articulating the why and developing that sense of urgency. It's good for us to know what we're supposed to do. It's a whole other thing for us to have a really good grasp of why we're supposed to do it. There's certain instances and situations that'll pop up in your church that they're really easy to solve. For instance, what'll take place is you have a problem here and you see the solution. It is simple, it is easy, and you're just able to take that quick and speedy approach in order to solve it. Unfortunately, not all problems in the church are really quick. Others, they take a longer process. So you're starting here with a situation. In order to go right to the solution, you often have to go around and around and around until you can ultimately land on what that solution is. What is really taking place is that you're seeking perspective. You're trying to get up above the situation to get a proper vantage point, a view on whatever the problem is so that you can solve it rightly. It's really difficult for you to try to tackle a problem and only to find out you're tackling the wrong problem. So this is why it's essential for us to know not just the what, but also the why. Let me give you an example. Sometimes when we say let's solve issues in our church, we want to come, well, why? Well, some might come from a preservation mindset, meaning, well, we need to fix this because if not, our church is going to, and it goes on from there. Another might be is not just the preservation, but rather a proclamation mindset, that kingdom mindset. Well, why do we need to address this issue? Well, it's because people's souls are at stake. There's a different approach. Some people seek to solve problems just because it affects them. Others, they want to solve problems because it affects the kingdom. Selfish focused, others in kingdom focused. As you go through popping the hood, we want to make sure that you're evaluating your church from a kingdom-minded perspective. Not just looking out for you, but ultimately looking out for the glory of God. And so to do this, it's essential for us to know the why. There's a great video by Michael Jr. who's become one of probably my favorite comedians that are out there. That's just a quick summary of a recent concert that he hosted. I think you'll enjoy it. Take a look.
How do I know? A lot of people, when they think of the phrase, how do I know, they always want to put the what behind it. How do I know what I'm supposed to do? The question that you really should ask is, how do I know why I'm here? Because when you know your why, your what becomes more clear and more impactful. If you know, like for instance, people know that I do comedy, but that's what I do. My why is to inspire people to walk in purpose. So I can do comedy, I can write books, I can be in a movie, because all of it is motivated by my why. In fact, I have a new web series out called Michael Jr. Break Time. We probably just did the 6th episode. It's on YouTube. So every single Wednesday at 3 o'clock, we drop a new episode on YouTube of Michael Jr. Break Time. What it is it's me. I travel around the country and I do stand-up comedy, in case you didn't know. And in the middle of my comedy set sometime, I'll stop and just talk to my audience. And we've been filming this, and it's pretty cool. So we're in Winston-Salem. I'm going to show you a clip from Winston-Salem. And I'm just talking to this guy in the audience, and he tells me that he's a musical instructor at a school. So I was like, all right, you're a musical instructor. Can you sing? Let me hear you sing a song. So this is what happened at the last episode of Michael Jr.'s Break Time. Check it. So you're a musical director. Cool.
Yes, sir.
All right, so let me get a couple bars of like Amazing Grace. Can you do the first part of that? Go ahead.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
Wow. That bro could sing, you know what I'm saying? All right. Now, what you give me the version is if your uncle just got out of jail, you got shot in the back when you was a kid. I'm just saying, let me see the hood version real quick, if you know which version I'm talking about. Just see if that exists. Let me see what you got.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now, right now I'm found, was blind, but now I see. Let's go. Now.
Okay. Here's what I want you to catch. The first time I asked him to sing, he knew what he was doing. The second time, he knew why he was doing it. When you know your why, your what becomes more impactful because you're walking towards or in your purpose.
That was a powerful video, wasn't it? He has such a way of taking what's normally the what and flipping it into the why. And for you to have a grasp on the why, it's going to be essential as you begin to gather a team, address issues in your church, and take those healthy steps forward for your church. And so what I want you to begin to do it is for you to take those tools when you spent time, Lord, with prayer. And for you to begin to come together, for you to articulate why do you want to have a healthy church? What's at stake? Why is there such an urgency for you to lead your church and to lead a team of people from your church to examine its health? See, if we don't get to the why, it's very easy for us to go through the motions. We won't get that kingdom-mindedness that's so essential for us to possess. And so what we encourage you is just consider some of these questions. Why does it matter for your church to be healthy? For whom does it matter? Remember, it's not just for you. It might be, for the next generation. It's not just a name in general or a generation in general, but it's for our grandkids or the boy that lives down the street or for the one that we've been praying for. We want to get specific. We begin to go back to those stories of our church. Why was our church founded in the first place? Why do we exist? What drives us? Have those conversations. Maybe in order to answer these questions, you need to get with a couple other people that you can just trust and as a sounding board and bounce ideas off of. For you to ultimately land at, why do we want to have a healthy church? What is that sense of urgency? And even this question, if a letter to our church were written just like those ones in Revelation, what would be written about us? As we put all of these things together, it'll be able to help us land at what is that why. And I've given you a sample that's there in your learner's guide. But let me encourage you, get alone with the Lord. Reflect on these questions, get right to the heart, know why. As you get this why, then you'll be ready to put the team together to go ahead and lead your church to popularity.